6 million people died during the World War. There is 100 people sitting here. That means each one of you stand for 60,000. That is 60,000 lives that we all could save.
Learning about the Holocaust even today is very important because those who do not know their history are bound to repeat it, as the famous quote goes. We'll basically learn to not hate each other, not base each other upon stereotypes, or just not be racist in general.
We should emphasize the education, because if we do not, then racism and discrimination will always be a part of our world. If we take small steps, then we can surely overcome this. Some people do not care about what happened in history. Well, hey, guess what? History is a big part of us, and history is what made us. And if we don't emphasize what happened in history, and if we don't learn from our mistake, then we can't move on.
We have to keep in mind that we have to think critically, and we have to be a part of our community, and we have to act in a way that is eventually going to lead to something positive.
We are capable of as human beings, and as well, like turning that around and making it positive. I think one person could spark a huge revolution to happen, and one person could like help change the world.
And if we neglect our past and our history, we're basically recreating it for our future.
The Holocaust shows a lot of important lessons that we can take from and implant them into future generations and I guess this society as well, and to not influence on hate and not even use the word hate, because it can lead to monstrous things like the Holocaust occurring.
Holocaust education is still important in today's society and in future generations, because if we don't ensure the education of future generations, history is bound to repeat itself.
Today, how we have all these different Holocaust survivors coming to talk to us, I think that it helps a lot. It brings out a positive messages to take out the hate.
If we continue learning from the survivors firsthand, we'll grasp the concept a lot easier. We talked about how when we read it in a textbook, it doesn't seem as real. We don't fully understand what's happening, but by learning firsthand and hearing the accounts and the stories of what happened, we can truly understand what happened, and we realize that we can't let these things happen again because they're just so horrific.
And if we're like looking back at history, we see the bad things that can happen. And this way we know like we can make it good if we're just eliminating hate. Just keep getting passed on. We can still like continue to have like speeches and discuss with Holocaust survivors, and just like passing down stories through our families, because people are going to take those to heart.